Good morning, Gardening Realtor here. I'm going to start on this area today. Hopefully, blueberries. I have just a little bit left over here on the raspberries. I'm calling this whole thing here the berry patch. But anyway, when I started my garden last year, I just had a small garden and I really wasn't intending on it to be this large. No, I wasn't. But the trials and tribulations that I had with that garden last year, I felt that we started out with our design, my neighbor and I, with our tomato bed. And from there, the tomato bed is 2 foot by 40 feet. So I started there and decided to come this far, give myself a walkway, and then put some timbers, some landscape timbers in here and divide it up 3 feet by 2 feet, meaning that the plants would grow, the food would grow in the 3 feet, and the herbs and flowers and things to bring in the bees would go into 2 feet, and I can get in there and work around that. Then we had the idea to add some trellises, and I bought some fruit trees and I had put them in these 5-gallon buckets, and they hadn't quite outgrown them, but I needed to put them in something different. So I went to a farm, a guy that had a farm, and he had some 20-gallon containers that I bought off him for like $2.50 a piece. So I've started doing that, and I have no regrets about what I've done. I really shouldn't have done all that. I think what it was is I had been under a lot of stress, and it just turned out that way. So I've got a national wildlife forest that I have to cut down, and I'm going to start doing that. That's about a good 20 or so feet back there, and that's really where I want to put my fruit trees. Now make a little grove back here, and I would love in that area right there to have a chicken coop. I can only have 17 chickens here, grown chickens, so I want it for fresh eggs and food. It's nothing like fresh chicken. But anyway, I woke up late this morning, about 8 o'clock, so I didn't get in the garden until about 8:30. And technically, if I'm not out here by 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, it's really too late for me to water. So I'm still watering, but my last leg of watering is my tomatoes. I have a soaker hose in here, and it's 50 feet, and it goes all the way down to my sweet potato bed. So only thing I watered in there were the plants that I put in there, like the bee balm down there at the sweet potatoes, and the basils and marigold. And other than that, I just connect it to the soaker hose and continue watering and do something else while I'm working on that. So anyway, that's just a little bit about me. Also, I use coconut oil on my hair. So I keep a scarf on it because I found real quick last year that the bees love coconut oil. They will come from miles around when they smell that coconut oil. So I keep a scarf on my head, and then I put a hat on for protection. I really need to be wearing sleeves, and I try not to come out without any boots on, in case I run across some of those creepy crawly critters and they want to try and bite. So let's see, I live in Central Arkansas, and it's a very humid state. It's hot. We're in the 90s now. We haven't reached the hundreds as far as I know of, but it's humid here, so quite a few things have outlived this lifespan on me, so I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with this lettuce. I know the greens will be cooked. And I have to figure out a fungus control. I haven't started seeing a fungus on the tomatoes yet, but I have on the cucumbers. And I should have been more prepared for that. This is all a learning experience for me. So, I mean, I know it's a learning experience for everybody, but I'm a very new gardener. I mean, I've thrown a watermelon out here or there, and was glad to get a small one. But last year, I'm growing for my health, and it also helps with the stresses of daily life. I'm a realtor, I mean, you know, and being a realtor is a hard job. You know, sometimes you may want to put your hands around somebody and say, look, this is the best decision. Or do you really want to do that? I just want whatever I sell somebody that they can keep it and not have to strain to keep it. But anyway, just giving you a little bit of information about me. I love fruits. I like vegetables. I know I have to eat vegetables, but I really love fruit. And I've got grandchildren, but I have a 10-month-old grandson that at some point I have to figure out where I'm going to let him have a bed, a garden bed for himself, and train him early how to grow for himself, how to survive out here. But that's enough for me. Tell me about you. Where are you from? I'm in zone 7B, 8A, Central Arkansas. Talk to me.